Let me just make sure this camera is straight. Hello. I'm in Los Angeles at home. Got the house to myself, so I'm feeling very good. I have had quite a morning already. It's still early. I had a costume meeting. I'm about to direct a play soon. And I've been checking set designs, sending invoices out. And I thought I would answer some of your questions. So a couple of weeks ago, I sent my email list a survey because I've been on TikTok, and TikTok has changed my business for the better. I love it. I'm completely obsessed with it. And so I started out working with artists, but I work with people across all industries now. Real estate, investing, multi-level marketing, people who run online businesses. And then not just in the business world and in the online world. I work with stay-at-home moms, just regular people who want change and transformation in their life. So I wanted to know who was in my audience and what they were struggling with. And I got back many responses, and I've been reading through them, and there's a lot of common themes. And so I thought, let me answer questions via YouTube over the next several weeks, because it'll be helpful for you. So today, this question is from a screenwriter. So if you're a screenwriter or you're involved in the entertainment industry at all, this may help you as well. Now, my mom got me this phone, and I'm still struggling to work out how to use it. So I have two phones, one with my British number and one with my American number. And when I go back home to England, I use my British one. And when I'm in America, obviously I use my American one. But my mum gave me an Android, which I've never had an Android phone before. I can't even switch it on to get the question. So bear with me. This is so funny. Why are you behaving like this and showing me up? Here we go. Right. So this was the question from this lovely lady, whoever she is. Responses come back anonymous, so I don't know who this is. But this is what she says. Career change to being a professional, successful, international screenwriter. I like that you're being very specific about what you want. I struggle with mindset and possibilities. I've joined screenwriting networks and groups so I can see what's possible. There's a starving artist mindset that making money as a screenwriter means you need other jobs because you can't live off it. It's a passion hobby. Even professionals make average wages. I've been Googling wealthy screenwriters, and it's the representation for me. Being an Asian female, I've heard and seen the struggles to fight to be equals. Whereas the millionaire writers are white males. No hating, I like all males. Great, I love this question. I'm so excited to answer it for you. So let's see, I've got all this information coming to me. When I first start working with a client who is either freelance or an artist, the first thing I ask them is, when I say, and in this case, screenwriter, what images conjure up for you? And more often than not, they'll say struggle, poverty, someone grappling around to try and pay their bills. If you are trying to manifest success, but you identify the thing you are manifesting as struggling and grappling around for money and feast and famine, you're almost sending out like a contradictory signal. I want to be successful, but the very thing that I'm going after, I associate with struggle. And so you'll probably manifest the vision and the idea you have about that. So that's the first thing. So can you change your image of what a screenwriter does and associate it with prosperity and wealth and exuberance? And I see from this response that you're starting to do that. You're Googling successful screenwriters, but You then say, but I identify them as white male. So when you see the evidence as all successful screenwriters are white male, you then form a belief and a conclusion that unless I'm a white male, I will not have the same success. It's impossible for me to get success. Do you see where we're going with this? So you're forming a belief and you found evidence for this belief. So you haven't found anyone who looks like you yet. So I'm trying to turn this phone on. So let's see what else you wrote here. And so I don't know what screenwriting networks and groups you're in. Oh, yes, I see. There's a starving artist mindset. Yeah. So again, if you're surrounding yourself with screenwriters, people who are aspiring to be and trying to be, and they're all within that starving artist mindset, then it's creating more realities for you that if I go into this profession, I'm going to be struggling. Everyone's struggling here. I don't see anyone who's doing well. Just have a look at what you're saying. Short-term memories being a bit tricky this morning. I worked with a screenwriter, a lady of colour, a very beautiful lady of colour. He was in the same predicament. And she'd had some success in that she'd had things commissioned for TV. I'm going to just fast forward to get to the good bit. This woman, she's been nominated for 2 BAFTAs, booked a 6-figure development deal. She has things on the BBC, on BBC Radio. I mean, I can't even keep up with it. Last time I saw her, she was in LA because she had a meeting with a lawyer. She was getting signed to some big talent agency. She had something in pre-production back home going on to ITV. I think Lenny Henry was directing. I mean, it was just popping off. But she started where you are. And we had to start by shifting her identity. Because when we started, she was identifying as, it's hard out there. We struggle. People of color struggle even more. And I was like, the more you believe that, the more evidence you'll find to back it up. You can find plenty of people struggling. But can I invite you to come into the camp of prosperity, where all you know is success, where you make a very healthy living doing the thing you love, and not just a healthy living where you can pay your bills and then have to take a second job, but a living where you live off your money, screenwriting. And I'm almost going to cry when I think about it, because I remember one time on a call she said, my husband, so proud of me. He's like, wow, things have changed for you massively. She's making money. How do you get from being a struggling screenwriter, a woman of color, in an industry you perceive to be dominated by white males, when everyone around you is struggling? You have to choose what you are focusing on. Despite what the 3D, and when I say 3D, I mean the physical world, the things that we touch and see, despite what that says, what it's feeding back at us. So can you focus on being a screenwriter that works and is paid and gets amazing deals and gets her work commissioned, not just wherever you are? I don't know if you're in America. Most of my clients are American. Maybe you're in Britain. Maybe you're in Europe. Maybe you're in Asia. But can you be a screenwriter who is just having work commissioned left, right, and center? I'm going to go back to my client in Britain. The other thing was as well, in the United Kingdom, there are 5 main channels on TV: BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, Channel 4, and Channel 5. And so as a screenwriter, already it's like, oh my gosh, it's got to be one of those channels. There's so many of us out here. Which channel is it going to be? But then there's satellite television. So you have Sky, and then you have all these other little channels. Dave, Comedy Channel, all kinds of channels. And then in America, there are tons of channels. And all over the world, there are so many channels. And not just TV, but then there's film. And then there are so many opportunities. So can you start unlocking yourself from what's in front of you, not sure where you live, and opening yourself up to being available to write for channels, maybe channels you don't even know about yet, you've not discovered yet. But just because you don't know about them doesn't mean they don't have millions and millions of viewers. And can you make yourself energetically available? I don't know if you have an agent because you didn't mention it, but I think my client, when she started to work with me, she either didn't have one or the one she had, she wasn't satisfied with. I don't know where you're at, but can you be the one where the grass is greenest? My Manchester accent's coming out now. Because a lot of time artists are like, I need to be with an agency. I need to be with an agent. This person needs to sign me. And so you put yourself in an energy of, please accept me, desperation. But can you uphold your confidence and the belief in yourself to know that I am such a bum-ass screenwriter? I'm in demand. I don't even know which agency I should choose. And just because maybe you've written and sent off submissions and you got rejected doesn't mean anything about you. You're still being a screenwriter in high demand. So my advice to you to start you off would be very careful about your environment and who you're listening to. If those screenwriting clubs or whatever it is that you've joined are full of artists struggling, I wouldn't go. Is there something online you can do where you don't have to listen to that? Because you can have the strongest mindset, but if you surround yourself with people who are negative, I'm telling you, it's so easy for that to invade your thoughts and you start, yeah, maybe they are right. Yeah, I did notice that. And you don't want that. You want to really make sure your environment is full of people who are empowered. And if the people that you're looking at are white male, can you find, because there will be females, even if it's just one. I can think of one. Her name is Lily something. She's Canadian. She's called Lily. What's her name? She's a showrunner. She's so fabulous. And I only just discovered her the other day. This phone's giving me so much grief. But she's done really well. And Mindy Carling, I think you say it. So terrible with names and their pronunciation. But she started off in The Office. Can you look at people like that instead and not the white males? Find evidence for people who are like you and read how they got started and be inspired by that and look at that and listen to that. Not, oh, we're in a little club and we're all struggling and did you get anything this week? No, me neither. You don't want to be around that. That's not what you're calling in. So look at the people that you can identify with that inspire you. And every day start identifying as a screenwriter who is successful, an international screenwriter who's successful. I have a mindset transformation session in my Shopify store, which you can find at flowenergycoaching.com. And this transformation session is called, what is it called? It's called Attracting Unlimited Possibilities. The reason I paused was because there's another one called Attracting a Big Job or Opportunity. So you could get either of those two. They're only $24.99. It's a session that you plug into, you relax, and it transforms your mindset, changes your beliefs, empowers you so that your point of attraction for what you're manifesting becomes easier because you become more of an energetic match for it. So I would get those and start listening to that. Change your environment, change who you're surrounding yourself with, and start identifying as a successful screenwriter who gets paid amazing money from their screenwriting. All right, hope that helps.